Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to share with you about an e-commerce chatbot. Okay, so this e-commerce chatbot mainly operates on Messenger. Okay, so if you are currently running ads on Messenger, or if you are involved in something like e-commerce, you should watch this video until the end. Okay, first of all, I'll show you how the entire chatbot's automated replies work. Hey, so today when I type hi to start the conversation, okay, it will send some photos, and then here it will ask us, okay, boss, are you interested in learning more? Okay, so here I'll first demonstrate to everyone how the backend system operates. So later in the next video, I'll show you how to set up these settings. Okay, so now when we say that the AI will ask us, are you interested in learning more? So here I can just simply click that button. Okay, so this button is what we call a quick reply in Messenger right here. Okay, I want to know the price. This button, okay, so as we said, here we can click the button, or if the customer types in their question, the AI will also respond automatically. Okay, so when we get to this point, it will send us to the next flow. Okay, this is how our process works. First, we ask the customer if they're interested. If the customer is interested or wants to know the price, okay, then they will enter this second flow where we ask, are you from West Malaysia or East Malaysia? Okay, so here I choose not to click the button. Okay, we'll proceed by typing instead. For example, I say, I'm from Sarawak. Okay, so I believe if you're doing e-commerce, you often encounter this issue where the customer doesn't want to click the button, okay, and instead tells you directly where they're from. So because here we might set up something very simple, like letting the customer click a button, but if the customer doesn't want to click, we'll give them the option to reply by typing instead. So when we say they're from Sarawak, okay, so here I did this on purpose, okay, I just want to show you that if you choose Sarawak, it will be a bit different from East Malaysia and West Malaysia because this is how we set it up in this flow. If the customer is from East Malaysia, there will be an additional shipping fee. Okay, so later I'll show you exactly how it works. So here, when I select Sarawak, okay, it's exactly the same process here. It will simply ask me how many units I would like to order. So maybe I won't follow the usual process and I'll just ask if there's cod available. Okay, so we'll use this customer's approach to ask, meaning we'll ask if there's cod. Okay, right, so when I ask if there's cod, as you can see right here in the payment method section, we'll actually record it as a CODI payment just like this for your reference. Okay, so later on at the end in the next video, we'll explain to you how to handle this kind of data collection. So when I ask if there's CODI, the AI will reply, yes, we accept COD, and then ask, how many fish platters does your boss want to buy? So here I will tell you two things. Hey. So when I mention 2, you can see here that the quantity changes to 2 and the payment received becomes 160. Okay, so this 160, this price actually already includes the fee for East Malaysia. Okay, the actual price is 99 for one. Okay, one is 99, 2 are 150, and 3 are 220. So today, because I mentioned that I'm from Sabah, it has already calculated the total price as 160. So you can see, after I say I want 2 today, okay, here the AI will automatically respond and it will say, okay, I need you to fill in some shipping information, name, phone number, address. Then it will tell you the total amount and it will also let you know that you can pay the delivery person directly when the time comes. Okay, so all these things are what we mean when we say the UI AI generates them automatically. Okay, so in this part, actually, if you are doing e-commerce, you might often encounter a situation where a customer takes a photo and they take a picture of their address, phone number, or their name, phone address, and maybe a card or something and send it to you. So basically, the AI can actually recognize those photos. So here, you don't need to do any settings. Because if you are using our Smart AI template, basically the AI will capture this information. Okay, so since I actually didn't upload any photos here at all, I'm just sending it my shipping information for now. I'll just go ahead and enter the name Alex here. Okay, so maybe I'll fill in my shipping information here. Okay, so this shipping information will also be updated here in a moment. For example, you can see here, name, Alex, okay, and then the address is this one, and the phone number, okay? It will record it as, wait, it's missing a 6, missing a 0. Okay, so this is actually due to the format we use for recording on our end. We've instructed the AI not to include the 0 at the beginning. Okay, quantity, 2 more, 2. Payment method, payment received is 160, and the payment method, coder, and the postcode are automatically captured. So these things we're talking about, like the postcode, the amount, all of that, will be automatically captured based on the information we provided earlier. After it's captured, okay, you can see here that there's a process trigger. Basically, this is what extracts our data and sends it over to this value section. So you can click refresh here and you'll see order quantity is 2, payment received is 160, payment method is COD, okay? And then what other information do we have? Let's see. The postcode. Okay. It's possible that the postcode here hasn't been extracted. Okay, that's not a problem. Then let's look at the address. So the address also hasn't been extracted. So it's possible that there are still some things here that I haven't updated yet. So let's take a look here. Have we set our collected data here? Let me open this for you. Okay, look here. Has your AI mission extracted this value? Okay, the address data.address is set here. So let's look at this AI sender here, AI mission. Okay, address is also extracted. So if we look here, it will also be extracted. So if you can't find it today, there's a possibility that it's showing up here under postcode. Do you see it? So it's possible that you'll need to use that bot field, which is the system field value we mentioned. So actually, I've already extracted it. It's this postcode address here. Okay, so unless this is a value you created yourself, for example here, this is something we created ourselves, the name. This variable is something we created. So by default, actually in the system, there will be this so-called postcode bot. This is something from the system field, and it will be recorded here. System fields will be recorded in the user profile right here. Okay, you can see, including what you see here today, these usernames, first names, these have already been created by the system, so they will appear here. Unless today you are using this, it's called custom user view, see? So this so-called custom user view refers to the user view that you create yourself. Okay, so basically, as we said, all the data has already been extracted. Okay, after this data has been extracted, so what can we do directly? We can paste this order directly into our Google Sheet. So when we paste it in, we can add today's date, okay, May 15th, then the customer's Facebook name, okay, and the information they just filled in. For example, if it's Alex, then the phone number, then their address, and also the postcode. So for the postcode, we don't need to ask the customer for it. We can, through this flow in this chat, let the AI automatically capture the information provided by the customer and bring it in. Then, okay, it's a COD payment method. Okay, how many do they want to buy? 2. Then 160 ringgit. Okay, and we can also paste in the so-called live chat URL. Okay, so what's the benefit of doing it this way? That is, if you want to input orders into Google Sheets, you can also bring in the live chat URL in the same way. Okay, because the advantage of doing this is that if you want to look up this order later, or if you want to contact the customer, you can do it directly here. Okay, you just go ahead and open this live chat URL. Okay, it will immediately take you straight to this customer's contact page. So you don't have to search for each customer one by one anymore. Okay, so that's the benefit of using this live chat URL. So as for this live chat URL, you can get it right here. Okay, so next, I'm gonna show you another thing. Okay, let's take an example here. The customer has already filled in their information and said they want card. So suddenly, let's say this particular customer is actually a bit special and he says that he wants to pay first. He then asks, do you have touch and go? Okay, so if today a customer asks whether you have touch and go or something like that, okay, we can let the AI automatically send the so-called QR code to the customer. Okay, so as we can see, when the customer asks if you have touch and go, the AI will automatically send the so-called bank account information to the customer. So it will send this information, okay, and then it will say that we accept this touch and go or QR payment. Boss, you can scan this QR code to try making a payment. Okay, so how do you set this up? Actually, this is something you can write as steps in the prompt. Okay, in our next video, we will explain this to you in more detail. Okay, because we've encountered many customers, whether they're in healthcare or other fields. So when customers ask about this, you want to send photos for them to see. For example, if they are selling health products, you might have customers asking, hey, what does your product have? Which is what we call product information, like the ingredients, the products. Get the product's ingredient information, ingredients. So when customers ask about the product's ingredients, you might want to send some shots, some photos for the customer to see. So in the next video, we will explain in detail how to set this up. Okay, so you can imagine the same concept at all levels. We seem to ask if there is touch and go. Well, when the customer asks this question, okay, we will send the photo over. Okay, it's basically the same concept. Okay, so now I'll show you another operation. Okay, so just now, from start to finish, we talked about a customer who wants to, and the total is 160. In a moment, I'll show you that we're going to ship to West Malaysia. 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 Okay, I told him I'm from JB. Okay, JB, and then I made the payment directly. Okay, I don't want to use COD. Okay, all right, let's continue. So now I've already deleted my contact. Deleted it, and then we're going to enter again. Okay, so it's the same. We might select some of the previous options. Okay. And here, as you can clearly see, it's really just the same for us. It will simply continue moving forward to the next flow in the process, just as it always does. Because the most important thing is we're talking about how to write that reply SOP. So in the next video, we'll show you how to go through that step-by-step process. So now let's talk about this. Okay, here, let me say first, I'm from JB. JB, I'm from JB. Okay, so I just don't want to fill it in like that. So I don't want to press the button to choose whether it's West Malaysia or East Malaysia. So it's the same, I just say I'm from JB, because we said that pressing the button is actually a very easy problem to solve. If the customer just presses the button from start to finish, actually, in terms of setting it up, it's not difficult. But if they are typing and you want to use AI to process it, this will definitely add some challenges and be more difficult. Okay, so for this, okay, let's talk about the next one. Just now we wrote 2, right? The price is 160, right? So now, same thing, I still write that I'm from JB, okay, and then 2. So here I actually already saw that the value is written as 150. Okay, so I click that I want 2, and then it sends me the bank account. Okay, so if you look back at the previous video, the last video, as we just showed you, it didn't send a QR code because I mentioned and asked if it could do COD. So when I mentioned COD, it actually didn't show me this QR code. Okay, and you can see here, right here, the price it quoted, this 150 value, is also accurate. Okay, so this is also something we taught the AI how to calculate. We'll explain later on how to run this. So here we send two, then a bunch more. So sometimes the customer might send you a payment receipt. So I'll send you a receipt now. So the customer might have placed an order and then they'll send in a receipt. So you might be able to see it, just wait a moment. The AI will automatically recognize the value the customer provided because you can see here that the value has already changed. Okay, so this is just an example. You can see that after the customer sends the payment receipt, this value, let's say the 320, will also be automatically captured in our record. Okay, then there will be a reply here. Thank you for your remittance, and then it will ask for the shipping information. Okay, so it's the same with this part. We will teach the AI how to handle it. Because when we receive the payment receipt, we will teach the AI how to reply and also have it check whether the customer has provided the shipping information. Okay, so all of these tasks are handled by the AI itself. Okay, so now I am the same. I go to provide my mailing information, just hand it in and fill it out. Okay, so I'll just fill in my information as usual. So you can see it. Okay, so I didn't delete the previous information just now. Okay, all right. Okay, so you can see that the latest data will be pushed into our system. Okay, so the date, okay, and it's an online transfer. Okay, so for this kind of thing, as we said, it records itself automatically, so you don't need to manually keep track of whether the customer is CODI or online transfer. But of course, for these things, your prompts need to be written very well. Okay, so you see here, we also show the quantity, and then this is 320, this amount, because today the customer made an online transfer, and the receipt they sent over shows this value, 320. So here it will be recorded as 320. Okay, so this is a bit different from the step we showed you just now. So if you still remember in our previous explanation about CODI, with CODI, we can't possibly receive a payment receipt from the customer, right? So we only record the value based on how much the customer wants to buy and whether it's for East Malaysia or West Malaysia. Okay, so these records are actually quite accurate. Okay, so the most important thing is how you write the prompt well, and also, as we mentioned, the live chat URL. Same thing, you can click on it and go straight in to check it out. Okay, so in this whole video, you can see how we can do some settings to let the AI run completely on its own, handling replies 100% automatically. Okay, so the main purpose of this entire video is to show you this, okay? If you are doing e-commerce, if you are in e-commerce, how should you set this up? How should you write this prompt? So in the next video, we will have a more detailed walkthrough to explain to you how to do this setup. Okay? So all of this, including what we'll talk about in the next video, is that if you enter these orders, okay, after you arrange the shipping, how can you use the system to notify customers all at once and update them about the shipping status? Okay, because I believe that if you're doing e-commerce today, after you ship out the goods, you might not notify the customers, you might not inform them. Okay, so in the next video, I'll show you how to notify all your customers. Okay, so we'll stop here for now. Okay, that's the end of this video. Thank you.